today I want to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what it looks like to own a cardstock warehouse. My name is Ashlee Falco. If you've never seen one of my videos before, I not only create content here on YouTube, but other social medias, and I also own my own cardstock warehouse. A little story about the reason why I own a cardstock warehouse is that back in 2011, I opened up an Etsy store and I was selling handmade party decorations on Etsy, and I was making a lot of money, like $100,000+ a year. I was buying all of my paper wholesale with a supplier based out of the United States. It was the only wholesale supplier in the United States. And in 2020, they got bought out by Michaels, the craft store. And unfortunately, what happened was that Michaels put them out of business, shut them down. And so instead of going back to the craft store, buying my paper, not wholesale, and then raising my prices on my Etsy shop, I just decided to go straight to a manufacturer and create my own cardstock warehouse. So Celebration Warehouse, which is my cardstock warehouse, some people also call it the Ashlee Falco cardstock shop, was born back in 2020. Ever since then, I've just been working really hard and diligent on my cardstock shop. The one thing that I pride myself on is that all of our glitter cardstock is 100% shed free. We have a huge line of plain cardstocks, and also that's why you're here today, is I am launching a whole new line of mirror cardstocks. For the longest time, we have had gold, silver, and holographic, but for the first time in Celebration Warehouse history, we now have the full rainbow and then some of mirror specialty cardstock. And also this right here, I still have yet to have a name for this. You're gonna have to tell me what name you think I should name this. I'm thinking like pearl. My husband said unicorn, pretty princess. I said, you're not allowed to make any names. But anyways, we'll get back to that. So anyways, we have a total of 10 new colors launching, and I want to show you what it looks like, a little behind the scenes of what it looks like to launch 10 new colors. So we have been in business for about 5 years, right? We opened up November of 2020, and every year about the same time, we try to launch new colors, new textures, or what have you. And this year it wasn't new glitters or new plains, but it was a bunch of mirror cardstocks. So we just got a huge shipment in. It was quite a few boxes, a lot of cartons of cardstock. My husband went ahead and opened up every single box, gave me a pack of each box, and now he is unloading the cardstock into our garage where we house most of the cardstock. And I say most, we house a box of each cardstock in my garage that is temperature cooled and insulated for anyone that was questioning that. And now he's off over to our warehouse where we store all the rest of the overstock cardstock. So the cool thing about Celebration Warehouse is that my customers, you who want to purchase my cardstock, you are purchasing and you're supporting my family, literally. Like, we don't have another employment or anything like that. The cardstock shop content that I create and stuff like that is what pays for my entire family. My husband works for me, with me, full-time. He packs all of your cardstock, and the one thing that he prides himself on is shipping all of the cardstock within one business day, even when we have like crazy sales. So he is behind the scenes working on all of that. He ships the paper, moves the paper around, gets all the paper, packages them up, do all that stuff. My job for the cardstock warehouse is to answer all emails, make sure that the sales are running smoothly, that any type of media campaigns and stuff like that I create and manage. And then also whenever we launch new products, I have to photograph, video, and also cut them all. There is a lot that goes into launching a singular color. So what you're gonna do with me today is you're gonna watch me launch 10 new colors. So again, I just wanted to note this one right here. This is something that I love so much, but I still don't know a name for this. So you're gonna have to let me know what kind of name you want for this one. I think this is going to be like a pearl. I love this color. It is so beautiful. It is not glitter. It does have a little glitter fleck to it, but I don't know. Like it's, I would say that this is like a pearl. Should we even, I mean, because it does have a little bit of glitter to it, but I would say like I could not list this as a glitter cardstock because I think that if I were, people would be very unhappy with the fact that this isn't actually glitter, but it's beautiful. I think pearl, it's like, it feels like silk. Ooh, pearl silk cardstock. It does, it feels so smooth, just beautiful. All right, so then when it comes into the brand new mirror stuff, all right, some of the stuff that we already had was this holographic, which is absolutely amazing. This right here is one of my favorites. Shh, don't tell all the rest of the colors, okay? Then we also already had silver. So silver was already in stock. I love our mirror silver because I also play with laser cutters, and this reminds me of like mirror silver acrylic because it's so reflective. Also, I would love to note before we go any further, most of the mirror cardstocks that you'll find at the craft stores have a craft backing. All of mine have white, which is absolutely amazing. Okay. We also already had a gold, so the gold's already in there, but it works really well as a standalone, but also to complete the rainbow if you wanted to do something with a rainbow effect with only the mirrors. We have black. Look at that, a black mirror cardstock in a 12 by 12, perfect. Brown, which I know you're like, brown? I'm also like that too, but did you know that our brown glitter cardstock is one of the best-selling cardstocks in our cardstock warehouse? I would have never guessed, but brown is very, very popular. Then we have red, perfect for Christmas crafts, beautiful. Orange for Halloween or even Thanksgiving. And then obviously we have the gold. We have a green, a Christmas green color. Was that called Kerry green? Kelly green. It's called Kelly green. But look at that, perfect for Christmas crafts. Red and green, perfect for Christmas crafts. We have two shades of blue. We have a royal blue and a light blue. I'm honestly thinking about calling this aqua blue instead of light blue. What do you think? I think I am gonna call it aqua blue because when I think of light blue, I think of something even lighter than this. So I think I'm gonna call this aqua blue and then royal blue, but absolutely gorgeous. And then we have a purple and then a magenta pink. It's not really a pink, but it's also not purple, but oh my gosh, so great. Perfect for Halloween. Could you imagine putting these two colors or even these three colors for like Halloween? I need to make something. I need to make something with these. This just keeps getting better and better. Like a total, this right here, this lineup right here is going to be fire for Halloween. Also, this is the first time I was telling my husband, we have launched colors before. Like we launched neon colors last year. And we launched Halloween colors, like our original Halloween colors for glitter cardstock. We launched all of those, and they were in times that the seasons were already over. When we first opened up the cardstock shop back in November of 2020, the two very first colors was green and orange. And the reason why I had got green and orange is because those were Halloween colors. I thought when I ordered them that I had enough time to like get the Halloween season for crafts, and then they arrived mid-November. And then when we got our neon colors, summer was almost over. So this is the first time that we're getting colors that I'm like, look, it's still Halloween and you can still get these for your crafts. It's the very first time for that, so I'm actually super pumped. Okay, now that I've shown you all of the cardstocks, let me photograph them, show you how I photograph all of my cardstocks and then how I video them, because I do video all the cardstocks for every single listing. So every single color, you know, I teach people how to sell on Etsy. And I always tell people when they list their items on Etsy, like you have to have a video of every single product. And every single one of my members that I coach, they always say, Ashlee, are you serious right now? That is so much work. And I have to do that for my shop. So if you're watching this and you are one of my members that I get to coach, know that I am with you. That videoing each individual product is a lot of work, but we're gonna do it because our customers need it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I photograph, videograph, I don't think that's a word. Someone's gonna call me out on that, that's okay. And I'm also going to cut out each individual color, new color, out in a gatefold invitation and also a rolled flower, and we're gonna assemble that and photograph that. The reason why I do two of the most hardest cut projects on for pictures is because I want to test and show the ability of what my cardstock has to offer. So every single listing of every single item that is in my shop, you will see that I not only photograph it, videograph it, I also cut it out in the most intricate files that you can possibly cut out with any type of craft cutting machine and show you that under the highest stresses, my cardstock is going to cut fabulously and not have any nicks, hicks, tears, or anything like that. It's very important for me to show high quality in photos and videos because I know that you have no idea who I am, right? If you are a customer coming to shop at my shop, you have no idea who I am. You are trusting in the fact that I have quality products. How do you demonstrate that in a photograph? For me, it's by cutting really intricate, detailed files and then photographing it. No edits, nothing, just this is what I have to offer. And hopefully by the pictures, you can tell that my stuff is pretty high quality. All right, so now that I'm done talking your ear off, let's photograph. Just so you're aware, they ain't nothing fancy here. I actually do all of the photographing of everything on my kitchen table. And then I also do all of the videoing on my kitchen table. I do all of the swatchbook making and swatchbooks and variety packs, all on my kitchen table and also my kitchen island because they ain't nothing fancy going on here. So the very first thing we do is grab your very first color. Mirror cardstock is notorious for having like picking up fingerprints and stuff like that. So I'm just taking a clean wash rack, it's not wet, and just wiping it. Okay, so fun little fact about this camera, I bought it used off of eBay. So if you're brand new to opening up any business and you are looking ways to improve your photography, I prefer all of my pictures on an actual camera versus the quality for an actual camera versus my phone camera. Hands down, I cannot replace that. Buy it used off of eBay. This right here is used and has lasted, I think I bought it like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and it is still so great. The quality is so great. You want to take everything off of flash, and then also you want to have decent natural lighting. So you can see I have my windows open and I have some good natural lighting because nothing beats good natural lighting. Now, if you have never done any type of product photography, what I strongly suggest is for every single product that you are taking a picture of, you take multiple angle shots of them, just because when you go over to the computer and you start to edit them and pick out, you'll have multiple options so you don't have to stop and then go back and, you know, have to retake those pictures. So I always take about 10 different pictures of each product and hoping that I get a good shot out of one of them. Then also the other thing that is really helpful for me is like for my 10 colors that I'm launching, I'm going to do them in a particular order, and I am going to like photograph them all in a particular order. I am going to take videos of them in the same particular order. When I cut them, it's the same thing. I am going to keep them in order because then when I go to dump my memory card, everything is going to be in the order of which I have memorized them. So it doesn't take me long to organize my files. And just to give you a bird's eye view of how this looks, all these videos that I end up taking of these 10 colors that we're launching, This is what they look like. And they in the rawest form, I go into Canva and I edit them to make them look good. But just know that this is what it looks like in the raw form. I'll show you what it looks like in the end when it's finished. All right, well, I'm unsure on whether or not I am going to like any of the videos I took, but now what we have to do is cut out every single one of these, document that, and then rephotograph and video those. So let's get to cutting. Okay, so I used to cut all of my gatefold invitations and rolled flowers on my Cricut, but I have since fallen in love with a Caesar Juliet. I have a lot of tutorials about the Caesar machines on my channel if you're interested in learning more about it. But my spiel on this is that they're significantly faster. They cut a lot crisper and nicer. They're faster. I love being more efficient. If you haven't been able to tell by anything that I do here on my channel, my biggest takeaway that I could probably give you is that I love to make things as efficient as possible. So the Caesar Juliet is super fast, cuts really well. I never have any issues with it. So yeah. Anyway, I cut it all out in the order of which I photographed them, and I find my file over on Creative Fabrica. That should be no surprise to you if you've seen any of my videos. I love me some Creative Fabrica. Find a really intricate gatefold invitations and start cutting out all of the colors. Now I cut it all out, and then eventually I will roll the flowers and glue the flowers. And then we have to, at that point, we go back to the kitchen table and we photograph and also videograph this. So the job is like not even a quarter of the way finished at this point. And then just so you can see close up, look at how beautiful these are. Perfectly cut. This is the silver mirror. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I have everything cut. Have to fold these up, but this is the aftermath. There's so much paper. Whenever I'm cutting, I just throw it on the ground and then pick it up afterwards. Just sweep it all up, pick it up. That because, becomes like carpet confetti. Well, thank goodness I don't have carpet. I only have vinyl flooring, so it's easier to sweep up. But yeah, that's it. All right. Now I got to get my hot glue gun and roll these up and glue those together. Outside of going to Creative Fabrica to find a beautiful gatefold invitation, the other thing that should not surprise you is that I'm a terrible content creator, and I did not record myself picturing and videoing all of the cutout invitations and then also gluing the rolled flowers. I just kind of messed things up. I am terrible content creator. Anyway, so as I was doing the photographing the cut cardstock, it then occurred to me, crap, I am now going to have to make swatchbooks. So I had to pull out my Swatchbook making cart. And this is just something that I can roll in and out of a closet that we have. We have a supply closet in my house, and it's simply just overflow craft supplies that I have, one of which is going to be this cart. Has my 12-inch printer, my guillotine cutter. Every single time I say the word guillotine cutter, I end up getting somebody that tells me I say it wrong. I am sorry if I pronounce that wrong, but that's how I pronounce it. It's a guillotine cutter. Guillotine? I think it's what people tell me to say. It's guillotine, not guillotine. Anyway, not the point. The point here is that now I got to make some swatch books. Now, my hubs, he generally does not make variety packs, but he was having a slow day at his job, which was packing cardstock. So he decided to help me out on making variety packs. So you're going to see him in the background kind of working on variety packs. I'll give you a closer look at what he does in a second, but just watch me make some variety packs. I do also want to show you what it looks like on my computer screen. So I use the free word processor that comes with my Mac computer, and I set it all up. And then what I do is I print one page. If I'm doing a full book and single, I'm doing 4 sheets because I needed a whole lot of swatch books. But if you're doing like one book, I would do a single sheet and then just press print, making sure it's in the order of which it prints. Remember when I photograph in order. Everything is in order. Nothing is disorganized in my house. I just want you to know. So anyways, but this time, because I'm doing multiple, like, I think there's 12 books per sheet that we cut down. And I wanted to make 4 sets of 12 because I didn't want to have to make the swatch books. And then I was assuming that what was going to end up happening is when I released the swatch books or released the new mirror, that the swatch books were going to sell out like crazy. So in order to avoid having to make more in the middle of a new cardstock launch, I just made a bunch. So at that point, what ends up happening is that I took, like, let's say 4 sheets of black, put them in my printer, printed 4 sheets, and then I laid them out in 4 different stacks and then continued the process until I printed all of my backings on my the every single, what am I trying to say? On the back of every single cardstock, it actually shows the color name. So then when you go and order it from my cardstock warehouse, you'll know what color you are actually ordering. Okay, and then here is my sweet husband. He is now creating the variety packs that we are launching. And it's a whole variety pack, single sheet of every single specialty color that we offer in the cardstock shop. Now, he is going in backwards order. And I know you're like, what in the world? But when we pack the variety packs, I pack them in the order of which I want someone to be presented. So the very first color that's in our swatch book is going to be holographic. So I want that to be the top thing, the top piece of paper that you get when you get your variety pack. So it's going to, like, if you have a swatch book, it's going to be in the same order. So in order to pack them like that and not scratch up the mirror, he has to start from the bottom and work his way up. So that's what he's doing. He's going from pearl, magenta, purple, aqua blue, royal blue, green, orange, red. I'm pretty sure I did that backwards, the rainbow backwards. Fact check me. I don't know. And then after that, what I do is while he's doing that, is I print all of my stickers for the variety packs. I create my sticker in Canva and then print them again on my 12-inch printer. Print all the stickers, cut all the stickers, and then once that's done, I cut them all out and put them onto the variety packs in the bottom right corner. Every single variety pack, the sticker placement is all in the same exact spot. Once I'm done with all of the picturing, I also have to picture the swatch books and then, and also video the swatch books, and then also picture and video the variety packs. I take all of my pictures and I dump them into my Canva account. The way that I have my shop set up is we do square photos and videos. So I import them all into my Canva and then do some little bit of edits and stuff like that. You can see here that I have all of my pictures, all of my specialty packs, and everything. It's just in one file. This is my video. Do you love them? I think I could have done better, but a video is better than no video at all, in my opinion. So then after I'm done with that, I save them and then finally start to upload them onto our website. All right, and here is my website. I just want to show you what it looks like when we are all said and done. I want you to know I'm actually really proud of my website, and it's something that I have done all by myself. I am self-taught. I've never paid for a website designer or something like that. So I always tell people, like, if you hate my website, it's because I did it. If you love my website, it's also because I did it. But here is what the final projects look like. All of that hard work, and now it is all just on the website, and I think they look really good. When I look at these variety packs, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to take those. I just need to take off the color thingies and just let the pictures speak for themselves. But that is just me being a critic. And then look, my kitchen table in an actual picture, and no one will actually know. I'm hoping they wouldn't. But anyways, so in total, all of that took me like 4 days to get accomplished. That was a lot of work. But the great thing is once you do it, or at least once I do it, I actually don't have to do it again. So 4 days of hard work, never have to do product photography. Although I am probably going to have to redo those videos because I am not a fan of those videos. I am my toughest critic, I have to tell you. Also, I would just like to know that if you think that I can improve on anything, be more efficient, if I can improve on my website, if you have any type of critiques for me, make sure and give them to me. I know that what I do is not perfect. I am learning all of this. Like I said earlier, I am self-taught how to create a website. I did not know how to create a website. I used a little bit of my MySpace back in the day when we had MySpace, we kind of figured out how to code then. I used my previous knowledge on how to create my own MySpace page. But outside of that, everything has been just a learning process. As I go, I keep growing. I have to tell you that 5 years ago, if you saw the Cardstock Shop's website 5 years ago, I actually never told people where to buy my cardstock back 5 years ago because I was so embarrassed of my website. And now I'm like, go check it out because I'm so proud. And then again, if you hate my cardstock website and you think there's a lot of improvements, I am learning, let me know. But also know that I created it. So I am pretty proud of myself that I finally have a website that I have created, and I'm proud of it. So it looks really professionally done, I feel like. It doesn't feel like amateur hour anymore. Anyways, I sure hope that you got a lot of enjoyment after watching this entire thing, getting a little bit of an inside peek as to what it takes to launch some new colors for a cardstock warehouse. I sure hope I inspired you to create, y'all, and I'll see you later.